What it do, everybody? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today I have myself a bit of Call of Duty gameplay on the PS3 because when I play at night, my friends want to say, "Hey, let's get on and play some search," and that's just how I play. I don't even have to be on Call of Duty. I could just turn the game on, and then I swear I'll get spam with at least 50 or 60 invites before I even get to the game. But this is one of those games we got. I've never really used the M14 up until now, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is we're talking about some Wii U information. For those of you who follow Nintendo close to the butt cheek like I do, you know what Iwata asks what those segments are. It's when he sits down with developers of, it could be a game. As right now in this video, I'm going to talk about the Wii U GamePad. It was developers of that. Sat them down and they discussed what were the challenges and things like that when developing and making developing, same word, the Wii U GamePad. And they went through a lot of things, a lot of interesting things were brought up. Like, for instance, the most, in my opinion, what a lot of people want to know is how far can you play the Wii U away from the TV? Now, after reading the whole segment and watching it, well, it's kind of hard to watch. It is in Japanese, but I did watch it, because you kind of feel more enthralled when you watch it. But I watched it and I read it, and it basically came down to saying that you can just, when you buy your Wii U and you bring it home, since everyone's house is different, you're just gonna have to find out yourself. For instance, Teru Yamasahati, hope I didn't butcher that. He said that since his bathroom and his TV was one wall away, he was playing the game in his bathroom. That's fly. Too bad my bathroom is like three or four walls away. I really hope I can actually play it like that though, but it really depends. If it's in the if the Wii U's in the same room as the gamepad, you're perfect. If you're like one wall away, you should be fine as well. Multiple walls, I guess it really depends on what the walls are made out of, because you are sending radio signals through and through, so it all depends on that. So like I said, when you do get your Wii U, test it out at your house, see how far it'll go for you, because again, it really comes down to I guess like what your house was made out of, how many walls between you and the gamepad, things like that, just the simple things. More so, another thing that was talked about that's actually a really huge thing to a lot of people is the latency issues. Latency is, well, when you put the gamepad down and you put the game that you're playing onto the gamepad, how late is that gonna be? Is it gonna be like spot on or like what? Well, Nintendo, they went through a bunch of meticulous different, styles, mechanics. I can't really. They went through a lot of stuff. I'm at a loss of words right now. But they went through many different ways to optimize this. Like, make it easier for them to actually bring the game that you're playing onto your Wii U GamePad with as minimal amount of latency as possible. Now, the big thing though is Satoru Iwata, the president of Nintendo, said when you play Mario games, Mario's gonna have to jump as soon as you press that B button. If not, it's fatal. Like if you're not hitting that B button right away, or the A button rather, hitting that A button right away, and Mario's not jumping, you can easily die like that. We all know that. So what they did is they came up with a really complex way to compress and decompress the images that you see on your screen and have it transferred to your gamepad. So they came up with some really meticulous, state-of-the-art technology way to do it, and there's zero latency. He's even said that in some cases the Wii U GamePad will be ahead of the TV. Now I thought that was pretty amazing. So if you are playing the game on your gamepad, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good, because there'll be no latency issues at all. Absolutely. There have been reports there'll be one single frame, 1/60th of a second. So again, that's not that bad. You can't really see 1/60th of a frame and notice it that much. It's like playing a game at 59 frames as opposed to 60. What's the difference? But I think that was really amazing. Now, another thing that they discussed was how they designed the controllers. Now, they actually modeled the controllers out of clay before they do anything, which I thought was really impressive, because most things when you model them, you do it in a 3D editor on your computer and just go from there. But they do half of that on the computer, then model it by hand just to work out some of the nit grit things, like if they like it a little round over here or something, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. There's more into it that I'll talk about, but I am running short on the video. One last thing I want to talk about, because it was a total of total of five main points that I want to talk about, but I'm just going to talk about one more. Why the Wii controller is so light. Now, people say the Wii controller is light, and normally when you think of light means not strongly built, but in this case, Nintendo, doing the fly things they do, they actually, as opposed to using common materials that they would, common components that they would have used in making a game, well, not a game, making a console or things like that, they actually went through some extra fly stuff and didn't come up with a new material, but as opposed to using what they would have used, they found a material that's just as strong and decided to use that from there. And with it, it kind of just, shave the fat off of everything. The Wii U GamePad is very strong. Don't get me wrong, it is very strong. It is, although it's lighter, because lighter in your hand is more comfortable as opposed to big heavy thing, because they already know that the gamepad is pretty large. It's like 6-7 inches across, and there's no point in that to be like really heavy if it wouldn't just feel comfortable, you know what I mean? So they found a bunch of ways to like trim the fat on some GPUs, some CPUs, actually have them mounted on motherboards as well, as opposed to them being separate. So they came down with some really ludicrous type stuff to get this thing going. These guys, they're really amazed. They amaze me every time they make something. If you want to know more about that, or even check out the latest Iwata, I'll throw the link down in the description if you want to check that out. I decided, it might be a pretty cool little bit of information that I want to give to you guys, just in case you're interested in that kind of thing. Like, I'm really interested in pretty much anything that they come out and do, especially when it's just the little things that count, you know what I mean? Sure, it's not gameplay footage or something, but just know how they make something is really interesting for those who are really tech savvy and want to know things about that. But again, like I said, I'll put that all in the description. You can go and check it out at your leisure. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me and my friends just goofing off on this final round here. I decided to upload because I went 7-0 with M14. Only really used it maybe once in like a TDM game or something like that. But the video's about to wrap up. It's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. For more Wii U news, you know where I'm at. I'm gonna be right here all day, every day, and making dudes rage quit because we just fly like that. Holla at your boy.